Welcome to episode 38 of the Underseason podcast. And before Sigh dobs me in, this shirt is actually on back to front because he spilt something on me.
Oh, yeah, it was me. I spilt coffee all down the front of him. But speaking of shirts, we've been decked out today by the legends at Surly's American Tavern in Surrey Hills. Thanks, Nathan and the crew. They've just finished celebrating their 10th birthday on the 5th of July there. And if you're after a bit of low and slow barbecue in the city of Sydney, go check it out, Surly's American Dive Bar. You.
Okay, speaking of American barbecue, who's this?
Hey guys, Mike Johnson, Sugarfire Smokehouse, High Point Drive-In. We're at High Point Drive-In now. Home of the Good Burger Car, home of the world's best burger, where people really come for the beautiful artwork from your own Simon Luxton. And you're watching the Underseason Barbecue Show.
So, a legend of the American barbecue scene. He's taken over the burger world now with a High Point Drive-In, but that's Mike Johnson, the world barbecue champion.
Yeah, bloody oath. Mikey J, we love ya. Yeah, so the way that artwork came about was I posted that on Facebook a few years ago because it was an unclaimed chuck-out piece, and Mikey J claimed it, printed it out, stuck it up at the High Point Drive-In there. Fuck yeah.
So your artwork is on the wall at the High Point Drive-In?
Yeah, that's it. We made T-shirts, all that sort of thing. So yeah, worldwide, baby.
Awesome. Well, thanks to Mike. He is a legend of the scene, and thanks for doing a shout-out for the podcast.
Fuck yeah. Let's get into it, mate. 38.
What is in this episode?
Righto, mate. So we have a bit of a follow-up on the Poutine pizza debacle. We've got the Worcestershire sauce wars. On the menu, we've got a dish from the Diva of the barbecue scene, bit of a dessert this time around. Also got a bit of barbecue inspiration from old South Wales, but let's get right into it, mate.
Right, let's just jump right into this episode and watch this.
What's the shot? What's your wife?
Wonderful sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It's Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Fucking Worcestershire sauce, mate.
Worcestershire sauce. It's Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Worcester sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Say Worcester.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire.
Wash your sister sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Wash your sister sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Wash your sister sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Wash your sister sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire.
What's this sauce?
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. English sauce.
Worcestershire, wash your sister, the tongue twister of the sauces. Nothing beats Nan's homemade.
Did he just scull some Worcestershire sauce then?
That's the Bogan Backyard Barbecue, mate, with the absolute mic drop at the end there. Fucking good on everyone trying to get their lips around that.
So we had some fun a couple of weeks ago. On our stories, we put a shout out and said, can people please record themselves saying Worcestershire sauce? And all of these legends have sent us in videos. There's some heavyweights of the barbecue scene that have done this for us.
Fucking oath there is. Those intro ones there actually were filmed live at Download Fest in the UK.
Download's like one of Europe's biggest heavy metal festivals, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list. But you say heavy metal, I think they all went and watched the Venga Boys shortly after this, so...
Okay, now we want to keep this going, right? So we want you at home to DM us a video of you saying...
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce. And we're going to add to this. We're going to collect to it. We want to get it to like 30 minutes long.
Yeah, that's it. It's funny. Like you think it's not hard to say until you have to say it.
Well, when you put it on the spot like that, it just comes out different every time, I feel.
That's it. We want the natural reactions.
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce it is. If we can get this going for like maybe 30 minutes or more, we could do like a sleep soundtrack. Like if you're having trouble sleeping, you could put this on and just Worcestershire yourself to sleep.
You could call it white noise.
That's brown sauce.
Brown noise.
Brown noise.
Sounds like a bowel movement.
Okay, let's jump into the fuck up of the week. And you sent me this one.
Yes, this actually came up on my Facebook and the New South Wales Road Incident Alerts page, and this is a massive, big, almost a B double worth of firewood. The truck has flipped and spilled its load, road closed in both directions.
So when you sent it to me and you both had the same idea, right? Maybe let's get in the car and help them clean up.
Or let's strike while the iron's hot, mate, and seize the opportunity.
So this is actually an AI rendition of the idea that we had.
Yeah, that's it, mate. This guy's thrown his hand up and he's cooking smoko for the emergency services there, and I think you've pioneered a new smoker there, mate, with the firebox underneath.
Well, that's as good as I could get it out of AI. It didn't matter what prompt they put it in. They didn't realise that the box goes on the outside of the barbecue. So
That's all right, mate. It could be a new thing. It's all right. Don't feed the machine, mate.
Okay, we're going to watch the next video and you're going to talk me through it. Are you ready?
Let's go. Righto, looks like a bit of a lad's afternoon. Old mate's got the undies over the front of the tights there, and oh, he's fucked it. Only just noticed the fuel can's on fire. The lawn's on fire. No, don't kick it. Everything's on fire. Couldn't get any worse. Oh, he's kicked it into the side of the garage. The fucking shed's on fire now.
Get water.
Come on, boys. Sort it out.
This is hectic.
Every
Don't
kick
stand
it's
on
just
it.
spilling. Oh, now the neighbour's on fire. There would have been some panic there for a while.
Holy fucking Jesus.
Okay, that's wild for a start. But what's happened here is they're trying to light a bonfire in the backyard. He's got an accelerant, looks like petrol. He's tried to tip a little bit on. He's not content with how big the fire's gotten, so he just keeps tipping petrol on until eventually the container catches on fire. He then throws it out of the way. Old mate kicks it into the side of the garage. It lights the garage on fire, so they get a bit freaked out, so they kick it the other way, so it goes all the way to the fence and then lights the fence on fire, and then they nearly all catch their legs on fire trying to put it out.
Yeah, there'd be some smouldering socks and shoes there too, I would imagine. But the more you watch it, the funnier it is and the worse it fucking gets.
Oh, dear. All right, that's a funny one. I love it. It was sent in to us by Paul Callum, and it was on a group called Fuck Around and Find Out. They definitely fucked around. They definitely found out. I think the tone of this video was set by old mate wearing his undies on the outside of his pants from the get-go.
Yeah, that's it. And, yeah. Oh, mate, he's doing a rain dance around it, I think.
All right, let's move on. Dishes of the week. Do you remember this one? It was posted by Pizza Express BDN, and we called them out because they started what looked to be a pretty cool pizza, a poutine pizza, and then after this, there was no reveal.
Yeah, that's it. I was grossly disappointed by the fact that they didn't show us what said cooked pizza looks like, but the internet remembers.
It does remember, and weirdly, I went back because I thought maybe they might have seen our video and posted like a final dish video, but they haven't posted for 6 weeks. Nothing. Not a single post.
Oh, God, the under-season barbecue show strikes again, mate. We've made them run down their little hidey hole. This pizza also copped a fair bit of flack from some very patriotic Canadians that called it out in saying that's not even close to poutine. You haven't used cheese curds. Your chips are shit. Do better.
Well, we did put the call out to somebody to create a poutine pizza and tag us in so that we could see, because we thought this had potential.
Bloody oath. I reckon it'd go hard.
But Nick, he goes by Deep Fried 45. He sent us in this one. Now, it's not quite a poutine pizza, but this is a chips and gravy pizza from the Morris in Perth, Western Australia. And he says he went in with very low, stoned, he was stoned at the time, expectations, but was actually blown away. And it doesn't look bad.
It's almost a bogan poutine, isn't it? It's chips and gravy, potato soup, and then a bit of parmesan on the top, some chives there. But yeah, I'd smash that.
Yeah, I reckon it looks really good. Now, it's not a poutine pizza, so we would love to see somebody actually do a proper poutine pizza, but this ain't bad.
No, it looks bloody good, mate.
Okay, moving on. This one was posted by Agape Barbecue, and it's a barbecue joint in Liberty Hill in Texas. And they say in celebration of International Sushi Day, they will be running their famous cowboy sushi for the rest of the week.
Mate, that looks fucking unreal. If you squint, it looks like just a plate of sushi, you know. It almost looks like the glazed salmon there and some sort of nigiri, but on second stare, it's pork belly burnt ends and looks like a bit of brisket sushi.
Yeah, so Jeremy Archer, I think he's the pitmaster. He says, we only make these a couple of times a year, so get them while you can. So it looks to be some sort of pickled onion and pickled cabbage on top of brisket, which is sitting on top of rice in the shape of sushi, and it's topped with jalapenos. Man, this is one bite I want to try.
Barbecue fusion at its finest.
Okay, moving on. This one was posted by MMC Slice, and it's a prawn or a shrimp pizza, depending on where you are in the world. And They said this one was a special, but now it's on the menu, and that is a banging looking pizza.
Fuck, how good would it be? Just get one of those little lemon wedges there, squeeze the juice all over it. Mate, I'm a fucking fiend for seafood pizza.
So it's prawns or shrimp, tomato base, fresh mozzarella, black garlic, andouille, which I think is a spreadable sort of salami, chives, and the lemon slice.
So fucking good. Suppose it's fucking halfway around the world and we'll never get to try it.
Well, I've got some good news for you because this place, MMC Slice, is in Marrickville in Sydney. It's not far from us.
Fuck, that's just down the road.
I know normally when we feature pizza, it's always some exotic location across the other side of the world, but this one's actually close and
Mate,
it looks legit.
I'm excited about this. We need to spotlight this a little bit more.
So I've got a question for you, right? If you had a choice and you walked into a pizza store, would you rather the whole pie because it's fresher that way, or would you rather reheated slices of different variations to kind of break it up so it's not so monotonous, you know, the one pizza? I know a lot of people would rather the whole pie because they like that particular flavour combination, but for me, I'm kind of like I would like to try different slices. Where do you sit on that one?
I'm a bit of a variety type of guy, so I'm going to share heaps of different ones with you, mate.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you said that because I'm going to go through a couple of their pies here. This is the hot salami. It's tomato-based salami, andouille, jalapeno, mozzarella, and pecorino romano. And that looks like a slice that would be the last one that I'd ever have if I could have one.
So good. Pizza is just mathematics.
How so?
Well, it's an active pie chart of how much pizza's actually left.
As you take the slice away, the pie chart goes down.
Exactly.
Okay, this is the fungi. It's a mushroom medley with a poblano crema, mozzarella, and a pecorino romano finish.
Mate, I'm going to take my fat pants to this joint.
So the colour's outstanding.
So good.
And that crust is legit. As long as that base is crispy and it stands up and the undercarriage is good, I'm all about these flavours.
It's almost contemporary flavours on a good New York slice.
And just to prove that this pizza shop is legit, this is their classic Sicilian grandma pie. It's a sesame crust, mozzarella, provolone, tomato sauce, fresh ricotta, and a pecorino romano.
Mate, all it's missing is that Jibber's hot honey and we're in heaven.
So they say the pizza style, the Sicilian or the grandma pie, originated in Long Island in New York, reminiscent of the style of pizzas made by Italian grandmothers who didn't have access to a pizza oven.
Jesus, I'd be happy if my nan was putting up that on the regular.
So that looks to me to be smashing. Now, speaking of New York and speaking of famous Sicilian pies, I went to L&B Spumoni Gardens based on a review from Adam Richmond. I think he was from Man vs. Food. And he said the pizza was great. So I dragged my ass all the way out there, L&B Spumoni. And this is the picture of what I ate. And let's just say it's not as good as the previous picture we saw.
Instagram versus reality right there.
The only thing I could think of at the time is this pizza is very nostalgic for a lot of people from Brooklyn and New York and Long Island because they probably got it as a kid as a treat. But I don't know. I didn't really rate it while I was there.
Yeah, it looks like it's been lost in translation somewhere along the line, but I mean, it's still pizza, bro.
But that other place is in Sydney and we got to get there.
Fucking oath we do.
Okay, moving on. This one was sent to us by Black Cactus BBQ and they are one of the UK's best barbecue joints. They listened to a debate that me and Jess Proles had when you were away, and we kind of talked about other barbecue restaurants kind of like taking inspiration and or sharing and or copying recipes from each other and putting them on their own menu. And they sent us in this, which was a little bit of a take on that debate. You can go back and have a look. It was on episode 34, but we were talking about Interstellar's peach tea pork burnt ends, but this is their twist, and I think it's fantastic. It's a smoked pork adobo with crispy rice and spring onion.
Mate, that just celebration in a bite. And I mean, that sort of dish would go awesome in our little sushi train style barbecue restaurant.
That's a good idea.
Barbecue tapas.
Well, they say that they do a new flavour every single month of these pork belly burnt ends. And I feel like maybe even like 2 or 3 years ago, everyone was kind of laughing at everyone saying, oh, pork belly burnt ends, because burnt ends are traditionally brisket, not pork. And they were kind of making the name up because it suited the shape. But I think Interstellar has made these things famous and popular now, and you can't deny they look fantastic, taste fantastic.
Well, that's it. And I love the addition of the crunchy rice on the top there, because the one thing you can't achieve when you're barbecuing pork belly is what we always look for with that cut is the crackle. So when you're doing it low and slow, it turns it into a pork marshmallow. So they've added the crunch there with a beautiful bit of texture, and it just looks fucking rad.
Yeah, so to dive deep into it, they say that this is a deep, savoury Filipino adobo rich with soy cane vinegar, garlic, calamansi, which I think is a sour Filipino fruit, with bay leaf, coated onto a tender, smoky pork belly burnt end.
Get on the plane, mate.
That was like verbal gymnastics, and the amount of attention that they've put into this dish, it shows in the picture, and I bet you it shows in the flavour too.
So good.
So it's a sweet, salty, sour flavour combination, they say, made better with the crunch from the crispy rice on top, and you picked it, it's crispy rice. It's a texture twist that just works.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing. All right. Now, let's continue to talk about Black Cactus BBQ because they are crushing it. Look at the quality of the barbecue here they are serving out of the UK.
It just looks so good. Lots of nice colour. I mean, beautifully taken photographs too, but they're taking the traditional Texas style and just adding their twist on it too, which is, I guess, the future school, as you like to call it, and I'm pretty fucking happy about that.
Is that smoked cabbage up in that top left-hand corner?
It certainly looks like it.
All right, that looks like an amazing platter of barbecue, and the picture on the right here is a brisket platter, which looks like a bit of chimichurri and some burnt ends and some pickled cucumbers.
Yeah, you'd need about 19 tortillas to finish that fucking plate out, mate.
So on the topic of future school barbecue, these guys are kind of leading the way, especially in Europe, right? Because on the left here is a cherry-smoked, dry-aged tomahawk, they call it, with salsa verde on a lemon achiote.
Mate, it just looks so good. The plating and the presentation too looks fucking phenomenal.
And on the right is smoked and charred duck breast with an orange and bergamot Thai curry kaffir citrus oil, sweet and sour, pickled lotus roots, and apple blossom and mint.
Sounds phenomenal.
Not only was that a lot of big words, which I barely scraped through, but I think the detail and the effort that they are putting into adding different flavours to what is potentially a pretty standardised cut, that looks amazing.
Yeah, that's it. And it's also touching on what we mentioned before is the exciting thing about barbecue now is there's a lot of chefs getting involved. And that's where the culinary background and also these plating styles is coming into effect and really accelerating the new school to the head of the pack.
So I think you hit the nail on the head. There is a lot of chefs starting to get into barbecue now, and they are just digging deeper than anyone has before, and they are bringing flavours to barbecue that I don't think have been seen before and elevating it. And if this is the sort of future school of barbecue, I'm in. I'm all in.
I'm excited.
Yeah, agree.
I think that's the word you're looking for.
So these are the guys behind the scenes. I have no idea whether they're just chefs or backyard people, but they've started this restaurant, and they are a small, passionate 3-person team. They work 6 days a week, and they have well and truly started to make their mark on the world barbecue scene, I would say. So they're called Black Cactus BBQ. Go and give them a follow. They're located out of the Burnt Faith Brandy House.
Yeah, cool.
Look like a bunch of legends.
That's it. We've got to put that on the list, mate, if we ever venture over to the UK, which a lot of our audience is starting to pop up from. So we appreciate you guys.
And if you're from the UK and you know of anyone doing anything great, then just shout out to us because this is a worldwide podcast.
Fucking oath it is. The world's so much smaller now with social media, so let's spread the love.
Okay, on to the news. And speaking of places in Europe, this is an event that I have had on my bucket list for probably 10 years. Every year I say to myself I'm going to get there, but I haven't yet. It's one of the best barbecue festivals in the world. It's held in Dublin, Ireland, and I think they're celebrating their 10th birthday. It's the Big Grill.
Fuck yeah.
That looks cool, hey?
It looks really cool. I love the setting amongst all the old oak trees and that there. Yeah, plenty of punters getting around there. It looks like a Meatopia paradise.
Yeah, so the reason why it's in the news is because they have just released their lineup. Now, they do a lineup very reminiscent of, say, a festival full of bands, but they're all actually pitmasters, and they look like they've got pretty much the Michelin-inspired barbecue list here because they've got Ali Clem from Le Barbecue, they've got John Bates from Interstellar, they've got Ernest and Super Dave from Burnt Bean Co., even Daniel Vaughan from Texas Monthly is up on that list here. And then they've got a heap of UK barbecue royalty too. They've got DJ Barbecue, they've got Chops, they've got Nick Weston. This is probably the best lineup of pitmasters I have seen yet.
Yeah, there'll be Sigh Luxon and Jay Beaumont on the one next year, I reckon.
The 11th. The 11th annual is the one we're going to feature on there. That's going to be, I think, big grill. I think if we can get our names on this poster here, we should turn up for the 11th.
Probably right down the bottom here, down in the cheap seats.
Okay. Like I said before, this has been on my bucket list since forever. On the side there, that's a photo from Evan Leroy and Chuds. And they've got a great demo stage. It's sponsored by Yeti. They say that it's Europe's largest barbecue event. So congratulations to them on their lineup for their 10th annual. We've got to get there for the 11th.
Yeah, bloody oath we do, mate. I'm excited.
So it's a cool looking crowd. Looks like a ton of fun. And it's definitely high up on our list.
Bloody oath it is. I'll probably be the odd one out there not being an alcohol consumer, being in Dublin. But anyway, it's all good.
I think if you surround yourself with enough fun people, you're going to have fun.
I always have fun, mate.
Especially when the food's good too.
Fucking oath, get drunk on pork.
Okay, there's some new products out here. And this one might be a little bit close to home. What the hell's this?
Yes, so my wife Katie, this is the first time she's hearing this. I fucking got sucked right into buying one of these fantastic limited edition Matty Matheson Gosney ovens. Yeah, so it'll be in my possession by the time this episode comes around. We're going to do heaps of cooks on this thing and I'm fucking frothing, bro.
Okay, so Matty Matheson and Gosney have teamed up for his own branded pizza oven. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty unique. It's got some handles on the top, which I haven't seen before. It's got a Matty Matheson-inspired artwork that goes around the back of the barbecue. But it's on these really huge tripod legs, which is really cool too.
Yeah, so this model's called the Tread, and it's actually designed for you to take away, so you don't need to sit it on the bench. You've got the tripod legs so you can level it out. I wasn't getting sucked into the hype on this sort of thing, but then there was actually a moment where the universe spoke me that made me purchase this. Now, you ready for a bit of story time?
Okay, fire away.
Can we have some lullaby music, please, Denmark?
Before you start with the lullaby music, I think this is a conversation that he is actually personally having with his wife to explain why he had to buy this thing, but we're going to listen in. So cue the lullaby music and tell me why.
Righto, so these things went on sale the other day about 9 a.m. It was an official launch and I didn't want to get sucked in. I really wanted one just because of the cool pictures, and I'm going to say it. I was a fan of Matty Matheson before he got famous. Way back in the day, Matty used to have an Instagram handle called Matty Death Bro. And he used to hang around with a hardcore band I was into called the Cancer Bats. I remember the day I discovered Matty, the Cancer Bats put up a photo of them all had got little gold horseshoe tattoos on their hands. And they called themselves the Death Bros. Anyway, I was fighting the urge to buy this thing. I just dropped my daughter off at school. I jumped in the van, started the car, hit shuffle on the iPod. The song that comes up, The Death Bros by the Cancer Bats. And I'm sitting there thinking, is this a sign? Nah, couldn't be. Anyway, went to drive off, looked up, parked in front of an op shop. There's a fucking gold horseshoe in the display window of the op shop. And I was like, I've got to buy it. Turned the car off, jumped on the Q Club website, bought it, paid for it. It's in the mail.
This is where you say, sorry, Katie, I had no choice.
That's exactly right. Like my hand was forced.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this picture.
Righto. So this is back in the COVID days. I actually had the opportunity to interview Matty Matheson for a friend of mine's skateboard magazine. So we teed up a time where both our worlds could collide. I think it was 7 o'clock Saturday morning in Australia and it was 6 o'clock Friday night over where Matty was in Canada. And I think we had allocated half an hour to do this interview. We ended up talking for about almost 2 hours because we just got along so well. He really is just that eclectic guy you see on the screen. Once you can bounce off him and vibe, it was just a good time.
Right, so he is a legend in person too.
He's a legend on the screen. I'm yet to shake the big fella's hand and give him a hug, but one day we'll get there.
Okay. Let's move on to failed or nailed. Now, this first one here, I'm going to get you to give me your instant reaction, and then I'm going to talk through what's going on.
Throw me under the bus, mate. Nailed.
Okay, it was sent to us by Luke Montgomery, and he said, I thought you could use this for failed or nailed. So here we are. He said he made this pulled pork burger using leftover pulled pork, but this is kind of where it gets interesting. Very interesting. Can you tell me what is on the side of the bun here that's sitting on the bun?
Well, having a young baby that only eats soft food, that's definitely stewed apple.
You're mainly right. It's McDonald's apple pies. So what he's done is he's gone to McDonald's, he's bought apple pies, he spooned out all of the ingredients out of the casing onto the bun. He's then topped that with the pulled pork, and then he's placed the crunchy outside part on the bottom for texture, sort of like a sweet crackle is what he says. And he goes, it wasn't too bad at all.
So good. So being from Macca's, it might not even be apple, but it looks fucking good. Mate, I reckon that's a win. I mean, you've got the sweetness of the apple, the crunch of the pastry there, add that with the pulled pork and the bun. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so he's been really creative about it. So failed or nailed, you said it was nailed. I think you got it right. I would smash that too. Apple and pork, what a great combo.
Bloody oath.
Okay, next.
Oh, look, I've got a fucking... This is a hard one because I've seen this before. But, I mean, it's brisket, it's a taco. It's nailed, but it needs work.
Okay, it was sent in to us by Ash Abacha, and he says he's a second-year apprentice butcher, and he goes, give me your honest opinion. He's asking us for our honest opinion. This is my brisket tacos. Now, he called us professionals. He said, can you give us your professional opinion? I would hardly call us professionals. He said that he cooked this during his module of his butcher apprenticeship.
I'm just surprised you said tacos and not tacos, mate. But I was actually sent this via Messenger because he wanted my honest feedback. And I said, look, man, it looks good. This is what I do differently. I just mentioned that if it's going to be a taco, I would cook the brisket that little bit further to get it to a pulled texture, and I'd toast the tortillas. But apart from that, I mean, everything's pretty good. But one of the points I did try and get across was just keep doing it because you're going to have fun doing it along the way.
So he says, I'm loving the podcast and I watch it on my way to work in the morning. So hopefully you haven't been too hard on him and we don't lose a subscriber. But he looks like he's cooked a very small brisket. So sometimes when you're critiquing or reviewing briskets, the size does matter. You know, if you've ever tried to cook a brisket and you cooked a little baby one, it's bloody hard to get anything good or edible out of a small brisket. So I think he's done not a bad job. Now, it is his first brisket.
It's better than my first one.
Yeah. So that's the part that I wanted to illustrate, right? I didn't even eat my first brisket because it wasn't ready. So I think he's done a pretty good job being that it's his first ever brisket and it's a small brisket. So if you're asking for our advice, and because apparently we're the professionals, right, I would just say that there's a rabbit hole of condiments that you can get into that will really elevate your taco game. And that's really where you can push this to the next level. So first and foremost, I would say that tortilla probably needs to be heated through a little bit better. But on that as well, if you start adding things like Kewpie mayo and coriander and you start to pickle things and you use jalapenos and feta cheese and corn, like you can elevate your taco game to the crazy next level.
Yeah, you can, and that's the fun too. Every time it's different, you keep leveling up. Yeah, just keep at it, right?
Yeah, I think you've just got to keep at it.
So yeah, just keep doing it. Keep exploring, keep seeing what works and what doesn't. And I mean, shit, taco is still a good taco in some people's opinions.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to step out from the basic combinations.
That's exactly right. And can we just all congratulate Jay in the pronunciation of tortilla?
All right, moving on. This one was posted by OK Nobody, and he says, my friends call it a poor man's smoker, but it still works. This is an 11-hour cook with a 45-minute rest.
That's a nailed.
What are we looking at here? It looks to be a barbecue that he has turned into an offset smoker, but it's not a smoker, it's a grill.
He's just turned his grill into something indirect, and if it works, it ain't stupid.
Well, the fact that it's an 11-hour cook means he knows what he's doing. So it looks like he's got some apple juice there, I'm guessing to spritz. He's also got a thermopen, so the temperature's going to be on point. He's got quite a good little fire going off onto the other side of the grill, so I think he knows what he's doing.
He's got some wood there too for some flavoured smoke, and that is a good size pork shoulder. So yeah, he's bang on with the long cook time. And mate, it's my opinion that all you need is protein and a heat source, and you can barbecue.
And a bit of dedication.
That's it.
All right, you were right. It's a
Fuck
win.
yeah.
That's a nailed every day of the week.
Bloody oath it is. Good bark too.
So that bone looks like it's going to pull straight out. It looks perfectly pulled to me. Who says you need an expensive barbecue?
That's it. It does make it easier and looks a bit better and less ghetto, but fuck, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. You can cook on anything if you've got the right amount of patience. I guess as you get into it more and more and more, you probably don't want to baby a smoker for 11 hours. And those thin metal grills that he's got, it's pretty hard to regulate the temperature.
Oh, that's it. You are babysitting this thing the whole cook.
Yeah, but he's done really well, so congratulations.
Fuck yeah.
Nailed. Rightio, on to talking points. Now, this one caught my eye and it's a bit of a tearjerker. You're a dad of a girl.
I am, mate. 3 beautiful girls. Loving the bits, and that's my world these days.
And I'm a dad of some girls, so this is really going to touch the heartstrings here. Now, Severe Estimate, he posted this on Reddit. He said, for Father's Day, I asked my daughter when she asked what I wanted for a day of smoked meats. So what is happening here? She's got a meat church shirt on, so she's maybe into barbecue, or Dad's bought that for her, but she's got a whole table here full of meat.
Yeah, she's got a heap of different ribs going on there. Look like some sausages and some beef too. And I guess he's going to spend the day educating her on how to cook all these different proteins. And I mean, it's time well spent, and I'm not crying. You're crying.
So he says, this ensures the entire day will be the two of us interacting and enjoying each other's company while she learns something and I get a great Father's Day gift.
Fucking oath he does.
Yeah, so pretty cool. And this is what they cooked. This is the final product. And that looks like some legit barbecue. Looks like some pork ribs, some sausage, and are they beef back ribs?
Yeah, they sure are, mate. That's just a win. Wins all round. Happy Father's Day. That's the definition of the reason behind the day.
And those sausages look like they've got a little bit of cheese through them. So it's a legit barbecue they've cooked here.
Yeah, they'd be the classic Texas hot links, wouldn't they? The jalapeno cheddars.
Looks like they did a bit of meatloaf here too. They've got the Blues Hog sauce there. That's tri-tip, if I'm not mistaken. And you are one lucky father and she is one lucky daughter.
Fuck yeah.
Congratulations, and a great way to spend Father's Day together.
I can't do that. All my girls are under the age of 6, so I'd probably get in trouble if I made them cook me barbecue.
Well, when they grow up, you know what to do.
Hell yeah.
Okay, art by Sigh, moving on. You're an artist by trade and you've done some amazing pieces of art for a lot of barbecue brands and personalities around the traps. And this was a real cool one. I didn't mean that pun, but it works out really well. Because what are we looking at here?
This is completely not barbecue related at all. And this is actually a more recent one that I can shed a bit of light on because I've got heaps of stuff in the works. It's just not ready to be revealed yet. But this was actually a collaboration between myself, AS Colour, Union Ink, and I believe Jones Print Company. So Union Ink is an ink supplier who has just brought out a new version of white ink. So in this artwork, the main part of the brief was to, I guess, apply a heap of different techniques. This was actually getting printed on some hoodies. Now, any printer out there hates printing on hoodies because there's usually polyester blend in the material and it moves. So they've developed an ink which they believe moves a little bit with the garment. So this was actually a design to showcase how good the new white ink.
So you're playing with some heavy hitters there.
Yeah, mate. My name was put forward by Elijah, a good friend of mine who helps run a lot of AS Colour's creative programs, and I was pretty honoured to get this out there for him.
Okay. Well,
and it was also printed down the road in Port Macquarie by Black Dog Ink because they regard him as one of the best hand printers in the world.
Right. Well, I despise those T-shirts now that is it DTG printed, and it feels like you're wearing a sticker on your back, and I hate that sort of feeling and that. It's like a big sticker stuck on your back.
It literally is.
If something is screened properly, like an old school screen, it just wears so much better.
Well, that's it. So this is actually printed onto a black hoodie. So every part of black that you can see in the design is actually going to be negative. That's going to be the cotton of the jumper coming through. So we've had to lay a few thicker bits here. All these dots, that's the stippling and the halftones that actually breaks up the print and allows it to breathe. And yeah, all these little different techniques are a screen printer's best friend because if you just keep going laying on thick all over it, it's just going to pile up and move and end up cracking.
Okay. Well, it's a fantastic design, another banger.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, Meet the Pitmaster. Now, this is a new segment, but it's going to feature pretty much every single week from now on because we have a lineup of people to get through. Now, over the last sort of 30 episodes, we have been talking about people that we're going to feature on the show that we haven't got around to yet. And this is the first, I think, of quite a few Meet the Pitmasters that we're going to do. And we're going to start off with an absolute legend. His name's Matt. He's from Matty's Barbecue Chop Shop, and he's located in South Wales in the United Kingdom. And he has a smoke and fire barbecue school, and he also does pop-up events.
Mate, he definitely looks the part. Tell me more.
So once a month, Matt, he turns his house into a restaurant. He's actually decked out his garage into a 1950s-inspired bar and diner, and his backyard looks like some Mad Max-inspired barbecue area, and he cooks out of his own kitchen. Now, the video we have to credit there is from Oh Get Stuff, and this is the menu. It looks really reasonably priced, and you could order anything off the menu in advance online, but he's only open once a month, and he's only open from 5 p.m. till 6:30 p.m. So you order from the website, you go and pick it up once a month, 5 till 6:30. I think you can either take it away or you can eat in, but it's only once a month.
Yeah, right. I'll be eating in if I had the chance. But yeah, they're pretty good prices, obviously in the British pound. But I mean, 20 quid for a tray, that's fucking good chewing.
Yeah. So this is one of his plates. It's beef rib, pulled pork, Korean pork ribs, which sound amazing to me, smoked mac and cheese and pit beans.
That looks fucking phenomenal.
So he did say he's going to send us some stuff for the studio. So look out in future episodes for some of Matty's Chop Shop merch in the studio.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited, mate.
And what a cool cat, right?
It looks cool, man. Looks super cool.
All right, on to Pit Builders. Now, let's watch this one. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit, and there's 2 videos, and then we can talk about it.
Nicholas, what the hell?
Yeah. You said I could pick some decor. I got some decor.
So what are you supposed to do with this?
You have it.
And do what?
Other men come over, and then you're like, hey, you want to see my 1-to-1 scale replica of Little Boy? And they're like, fuck yeah, we do. And then we go drink beer and we look at it. It's like boobs, basically.
This is the epitome of it is easier to seek forgiveness than ask permission.
So it's a replica of Little Boy. Now, I'm not sure if this is even actually a smoker or it's a grill or it's just some kind of storage chest, but it definitely does look like a smoker. It's got smoker doors there, and it was posted by the Fat Electrician on Instagram. So what do you reckon? You reckon it's a smoker?
I'm not sure. I can't see a chimney or anything like that. I reckon it might just be a storage cabinet.
So the guy is the host of the Unsubscribe podcast. He has nearly 750,000 subscribers. On YouTube, he has nearly 2 million subscribers. I've never heard of him before. He's spending some money on some toys.
He's got some fucking cool toys, man.
I really hope it's a smoker because he's got the doors like a smoker and he's got the room in the back there to kind of put a firebox.
If it's not a smoker, Wayne, next project.
I really hope it's not just a storage cabinet. I really hope it's functional here. And his wife, she calls herself Miss Fat Electrician. She posted this one, still detonating after all these years, she says.
Oh, she got around it in the end.
No wonder why these two are so popular. They've got tons of character.
Yeah, that's it. Happy spouse, happy house.
So I want to know, based on what you just saw here, do you think that this is actually a smoker or a storage chest? Because we don't know.
And if you know, let us know.
Yeah. I tried to Google it. I typed in Little Boy Smoker to see if I could find out a little bit more about it, but this is what I found.
You got to be careful typing those words into Google, bro. But yeah, I've actually got this smoker. I got that for my daughter Santa Claus got it for her for Christmas.
You want to hope they don't watch this episode, bro.
Nah, it's past their bedtime, mate.
Okay, on the menu. I'm hungry. This episode's dragged on for a little while. And
Fucking oath, mate. I hope you got a sweet tooth, though.
A sweet tooth?
Yeah, mate. We've gone with the, well, it's not officially a key lime pie because I haven't used key limes, but this is a recipe from the Traeger website, Diva Q, Danielle. She's a fucking legend. This is her take on the key lime pie, and I've done our Aussie adaptation with the available ingredients.
Okay, run me through what's happening here.
Righto, so I had to make my own pie crust because we don't have the graham cracker ones available, which Danielle has suggested we use. So what I've done is I've put in the food processor, we've got 150 grams of digestive biscuits, about 150 grams of melted butter and 2 tablespoons of desiccated coconut. And then I've blended that together and meticulously hand-placed that into the pie dish. And then I've thrown that in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Because we're cooking inside, we're using Celsius. So I've got that one in there for 10 minutes to get it nice and crispy. And then I've started working on the pie filling. So I've got myself about 8 limes and I've zested the shit out of them. All knuckles stayed intact. Then you've got to remember to zest them before you juice them because it's pretty hard getting the zest off cut limes. And
Did you find that out the hard way?
No, I was actually lucky. I read the method of how to make it and it clearly states zest limes before you squeeze them. And I was like, makes sense. So anyway, into the bowls, we've got 8 egg yolks put in there. We've also added about 3/4 of a cup of squeezed limes. That's what those 8 limes have actually yielded. Then we've added 2 whole tins of sweetened condensed milk, along with the zest. And one of the main things Diva quotes is you've got to hand squeeze your limes. And if I see any fluorescent green key lime pies, I'm not having a part of it. And as you can see, once I've poured this out, it has not gone green at all from the lime juice. And it was, mate.
Where did the green go?
There is no green because lime juice isn't green.
Yeah, but you had all the zest.
Yeah, the zest is in there. When we cut into it, you'll see all the green lumps. But I've never had key lime pie, and today it's actually going to pop my cherry. I've always wanted to try it because the only thing I've had that came close was when I left the UK, I went to Krispy Kreme and I had a key lime pie donut. And I don't know if it was amazing because I was moving back home to Australia, but I still remember that taste. So we're going to have a bit of nostalgia in this today.
Okay, and what's happening here?
But while that's all happening, I've mixed it all up. The Traeger outside is actually being preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So once I've got that mix nice and combined, I've poured that into the pie dish once it's cooled down. Literally couldn't pour it all in because I made too much. And you'll notice there on the Traeger, our Pac-Man is telling us that we've got apple wood in there, which is perfect. So I put a bit of foil down because it's suggested to use a baking sheet. Didn't know what that was, so I put foil down. And we've waved it goodbye. It's gone in the Traeger there for about 25 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit, and we've given it a bit of a jiggle. It should still have a bit of movement to it because it's going to finish off setting in the fridge overnight. And look at how beautiful the top of that pie looks. When I put it in the fridge, I put Glad wrap on it and fucked it.
But it's still going to eat all right.
Oh, it's still good. It's just the Glad wrap stuck to the top, and when I removed it, it took the top off, so it wasn't that perfect shiny finish. But yeah, let's get it out.
All right, go grab it.
Woohoo! No fluoro lime pie here.
So is this called the Diva Q pie?
I believe this is the Diva Q pie, the key lime pie, but this is now the Sigh Luxton Tahitian lime pie.
Okay. So we got in trouble last week because we forgot to cheers.
Yes, that was one of the criticisms I was told from your episode with Jess was you didn't cheers your corn. Then last week we forgot to cheers our chili, mate, because you were so hungry. You just hoofed straight in.
I was super hungry, and I'm hungry for this as well. So I'm going to make sure I try not to cover the back, which is now the front of my shirt here, with key lime pie. But it looks absolutely fantastic.
Cheers.
Oh, fuck, I nearly forgot.
Ching. Woo.
It's amazing.
I'm into that, bro. I'm going to towel that up off screen. I want that cream all up over me. You good,
We've done
bro?
all right. That's sensational, bro.
That's good, eh? I'm very happy about that.
All right. That is absolutely fantastic. Notch that down as a win. Thank you, Diva Q, for inspiring Sigh and you putting your twist on it, and it's sensational.
That's it. There's a reason she's cleaned up in all the dessert categories through the KCBS through the years.
Yeah, it's a winner. And cooked in the Traeger.
Fuck yeah.
All right, encore. Now, speaking of Matt's Chop Shop, in between us doing this episode, he's actually sent us a video of a car that's sitting out the front of his house, and I'm going to play the video because it's an old hot rod that he has turned into a grill.
Well, it's literally now the Matt's Chop Shop for a reason because he's chopped up the rat rod and he's got the grill in the front and what's in the back, the old condiment stand. And, mate, if that thing could get around, it'd be such a cool pop-up thing.
Well, I don't think it's going to get around anymore because he's replaced the engine bay with a grill. It looks fantastic, actually. It looks like an engine.
It does.
No, but it's a grill. And it looks like it's just sitting out the front of his house in South Wales.
Definitely is. We need one in New South Wales, mate.
Rightio. Matt, if you weren't a legend before, you're a bloody legend now.
Bloody oath you are, mate.
Okay, that's it. We're done with this episode. It's been a long one again.
It has, mate. Hope you guys are enjoying, and this is your chance to like, follow, subscribe, all that sort of thing. If you've got something for the show, send it in. If you want to throw some money our way to keep the lights on, we'd appreciate that too. We are looking for show sponsors. I reckon you're going to say it this week.
See you next Tuesday.